Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Lightseers Tarot by Chris Ann, Supportive Oracle Cards, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Virgo. Virgo. Okay, what do we got for Virgo? Okay. Okay, you're pulling into something here. Got kind of like an arrow feel. This is going fast. That might not be new for this situation, though. Something is going fast. Antelope. But it seems like it's kind of like a little bit kind of like, what the hell is going on? Antelope is going in with the Justice card. Some of this is going too fast and not working out the best, which you easily see that. But I feel like you're not in a position to really stop that. And it's kind of like, especially Virgo's Earth, you're not big on wasting your time. Not that like there's people going, hey, I can't wait to waste my time. But when it comes to Earth, especially Earth, like if you put in your effort and it's just a waste, that's liable to get under your skin and bother you for a while. Other signs, some of them anyway, can be like, oh, well, that didn't go anywhere, but it's over now, going on to the next, and they just let it go. But I'm getting like things are going really fast, and a lot of it doesn't seem like, when I say a lot of it, enough of it to where it bothers you. Kind of like, we're wasting effort, we're just going in circles. I hate that. I don't want to just show up and just waste my time. And it aggravates you. Kind of like, I'm all about putting in the effort for a goal and making something work out. But this wasting my time crap, even though it may be a job thing, and you may be getting your fair wage, whatever that is, and that's great, but still, it annoys you. Kind of like, yeah, but I'm here to do something. I'm not just here to just do busy work or just waste my time. It annoys you. Very much annoys you. The Six of Swords with the Dove Spirit. The situation keeps moving fast. I don't think people are purposely screwing things up, but they are in the belief that things have to go fast. They have to keep going. They have to keep going quickly. They don't think the luxury is there to change the tempo or how things are going, or they just feel like things have to go fast. And because they're going fast, they do acknowledge that things are not working out as optimally as they would prefer, but they literally feel like they have no choice. I'm not saying you agree with this in any version of it, but that seems to be the energy you're dealing with. And I feel like they're just, the thing we're starting out with, they're just trying to explain that. Like, this other energy seems to understand, yeah, you're right, there's a lot of waste. They feel that whatever the situation is, it has to go fast. There's just no way around it at this time. Okay. At some point, you see things differently. Like, the stability is kind of like, I feel like you're looking at this like, okay, we keep doing this. We keep doing these same mistakes. You're seeing it. To you, it's painfully obvious. Like, no. We keep doing, it's not, you're kind of like, listen, I understand some mistakes are going to happen, but we don't have to keep doing the same ones, the same way, over and over again. And I feel like this might be adding into the aggravation on your side, kind of like, okay, listen, I understand things aren't going to be perfect, but we keep running around the corner and smacking our faces into this wall. And we do it again. We go whipping around the corner and we smack our face into the wall. And then the third time, we go running around the corner and we smack our face in the wall. At what point do we realize that wall's not going anywhere? At what point do we realize that wall will always be there? And it's kind of like, this is painfully obvious. That wall, always going to be there. Every time we turn that corner, bam. Maybe we should slow up when we get to that corner. Maybe we should handle that corner a little bit differently. And it's like, I think you have some energy when it comes into this, because you're going to communicate about this. Kind of like, listen, I'm over smacking my face into this wall. No. I'm not here for this. I'm not here to... I don't get up in the morning and say, can't wait to smack my face into the wall. I don't do that. That's not my life. It sounds funny to me right now, but I'm like, it's that aggravating. And I feel like you're pointing this out, like, okay, cool. I understand things are not going to go perfect. I understand there's going to be a lot of errors, but there's certain errors here we don't need to be repeating every time around. No. And you're bringing this forward, and you're aggravated, and you're frustrated, kind of like, listen, I understand, but there's some of this we can do better. We can keep up the speed, but in certain corners we need to slow down. Because you know what happens when we smack our face into that wall? We come to a dead stop. We got to collect ourselves, get ourselves back on our feet, and then we have to then we have to work back up to speed again. If we just slow down, take it more carefully, get past that curve, and then speed up again because we have to, we save, like, it takes less than half the time to do that. We're taking longer to do stuff by smacking our face into this wall. It takes longer to do that than slowing down, taking it appropriately, and then speeding back up. It takes less than half the time to do that. It's so much better. The Lover's card comes in on the other side, and you're making complete sense, and you're like, well, yeah, I know. I feel like for the people who this is hitting for already, you're like, well, yeah, I know I make sense. I know that. I totally get that. And you do. The reason I'm saying is, like, they're connecting to it. They understand what you're saying. They're accepting it, absorbing it, and agreeing with it. Because sometimes you make sense and people just don't want to hear it, and you know how that goes. Like, you have it right down, you know how things should go, you see it the way you see it, and people just smile and nod and they don't really listen. That's not happening here. This is, somebody's like going, yeah, I don't like that wall either. And you're like, well, then why don't we slow down? And they're like, because we got to get things done. And you're like, well, look at this. We slow down. It takes less than half the time to keep going. We actually will make out better. We'll actually increase our speed technically. We'll get more done in that time. Instead of smacking our face in the wall, ending right on our butts, and shaking ourselves together, and pulling ourselves together, and like getting our bearings back together, then getting back up to speed again. And they're like, you know what? That makes complete sense. And you're like, yeah, I know it does. The bee spirit comes in. This to me is a work. It says sweet results await. But I'm getting through your efforts, through pointing this out, through getting people to work with you, because there's work involved in this, it goes a lot better. It goes a lot better. You're listened to, and you're like, yeah, they should listen to me more often. I'm feeling this energy from Virgo, like, yeah, they should listen to me more often. I'm feeling that energy too. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense or not, because I'm feeling it. Kind of like, yeah, they should listen to me. Yeah, I know they should. Now, after this solidifies, because you make your point. It's probably not just one thing. It's probably a few things you're seeing, and you're just letting it. You're putting it right out there, and you're making a difference. You're also very much on point. Like, you know, this opportunity. Like, they're not always going to listen to me, so I got to make the best of it while I can. And once you've made your impact and things are going better, it's still not perfect, but it's better, and it seems like you're happier, and you're like, you know what? It's better. It's not ideal. But, you know, it's better, and I'm thankful for that. You got the Four of Swords. You're like, I feel like you're pulling back, and you're just like, all right, things have improved enough where I'm not smacking my face in that wall constantly. Still not ideal, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm happier. It's improved. I'm just going to pull back my energy and just kind of go with the flow. I'm just going to kind of go with it, you know, because it's improved. This is kind of as good as it's going to get for right now. As far as I can tell, this is as good as it's going to get for right now. You've got the King of Pentacles in the environment. Somebody seems to be like watching for your next move. They seem to have a lot of confidence in you, kind of like you see things in a way that they don't see them, and you make things better. You help them make things better. But I feel you kind of pulling back, like, I'm not going to start saying something again until I have something of significant value. I'm just going to keep it to myself until I have something of significant value. And I'm getting the pig spirit between the two of you, kind of like, it's going well. To me, this is an attractive card. I don't have to say it. Look, it's an attractive card. The pig even has wings. So, whatever you want to think about that. But I'm getting, like, things are going well. But you're kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to go towards this energy again unless I really have something of value to add for now, you're just kind of holding back. Like, yeah, I understand they're looking at me, and if I have anything else to add, they want to hear it. But I'm not taking this lightly. I'm just not going to give out frivolous things just to say something, because I know that's just going to... They'll listen to me now, but once I don't have anything to really have substance behind, they're just going to stop listening to me again. So I'm going to wait till I have something of true value that can actually make an impact before I start expressing things. Now, whoever this King of Pentacles is, and it's a general read, so don't pigeonhole it to a gender. It's just somebody who's like looking at you with value and feels like you're very important in helping them stabilize a situation. They're going to start bringing other things to your attention and asking for your advice on things. This may seem inappropriate to you. Not gross inappropriate, like somebody's hitting on you and you don't like that. Not like that. But inappropriate, kind of like, that's your job, that's not my job. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like, I'm a bean counter and you're a manager and you want me to do your job for you? Like, what? Like, like that type of dynamic, kind of like, you're asking for my opinion on this stuff? Don't negate that out. Go with it. Because I feel like your value is being more acknowledged. Maybe more than it has in the past. Because they're like, I've got some things going on here. They seem like they just have to go the way they have to go, but I'm wondering if you look over them and you kind of absorb what's going on here. I want to see what you think. If you see things that are like wasteful, like that wall thing we were doing before, if you see things like that in these other situations where it's just not right, it doesn't need to be that way and it could be corrected and better for everybody. Take this, do this, because this might pay off for you in the long run. It's kind of like somebody's starting to really recognize your worth, and now they're just trying to prove that it wasn't a fluke, is what I'm kind of getting. They're trying to prove that, like, the way you see things isn't something that maybe everybody can learn, that some people just get it and other people don't, and the way you go into life, you're like, okay, I understand this has to happen, I understand that factor has to be there too, and you're very realistic, like, I understand certain factors are going to be there. But, like, you're almost like, see this bump you go over? I feel like there's kind of like, this is a different one. Like, see this bump you go over and you take it, like, at 60? Why are you doing that, for one? Why are you going over that bump at 60 miles an hour? And do you see the damage you're doing to the car every time it lands? Do you see how much money that's costing you over time? Because it's causing damage. It's causing damage. You have to repair it. It's also taking that car out of service while it's getting repaired. If we... Again, because I feel like this is a lot of what you have to tell this person. If you slow down when you get to that bump, if you slow down enough, and you don't even have to go over it. If you slow down enough, you can kind of like carefully go around it, and then get back up to speed. First, if you don't hit that bump, you don't get the damage for the bump. So that's helpful. And even though in the long run, it's showing a benefit, like, you may get there, well, in the short run, you may get your benefit. In the short run in these situations, you may get back and forth in a very good time. You may make great time in the short run. But in the long run, you're saving a lot of money not destroying this car. It may seem like, you want to go fast, and you want to go fast, and you want to get things done quickly. But that's becoming more expensive. You're not saving money. You're not making more money. You're spending more money doing it that way. You're spending $500 extra every 2 months because you're getting these things fixed. I'm going to go there with this. It's like $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year you're just throwing away. You're just cutting that right out of your profit. $6,000, poof, right off the top. If you don't do that, maybe you make $2,000 less every 2 months. Or, maybe you do. So maybe you're making less, or maybe you're making $1,000 less, let's be fair. So at the end of the year, instead of paying $6,000 in that, every 2 months you're taking $1,000 off. So it's $6,000. It's like it's balancing. It's safer, but you might make more money in the long run. You can't tell until you do it. It definitely won't cost you any more to do that. You might actually find different benefits. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of like you're talking it out with them, and you're like, you're definitely costing yourself money doing this. You should really try to do it a different way. You probably will break even, but it's safer. I feel like you're going to have a lot of things like that. Like, this looks like if you do it this way, you'll break even, and it's safer. Like, safety's worth something, right? Not for nothing. going at a bump at 60 miles an hour. Most of the times it's a car, but how often does it... once in a while it might be the car and the person driving it. Just saying. So I feel like you're going to show them things where they have possibilities to do things better, and you're going to be like, you can kind of mitigate risk a little bit here. You don't have the same type of answers. I think that's the point. But you're seeing things in a different way, because I'm getting the Knight of Swords. Like, you're like, all right, this is what I see. And I feel like you also have to reiterate to this person, like, I don't do that job. I can just tell you what I'm seeing here and give you ideas to try things differently, but I don't do that job, so I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm only working with what you're telling me, what you're showing me. So when I work in something, when I handle something like the thing before with the wall thing, that was painfully obvious what we needed to change. I could find those things, but I don't work in these other areas. So please keep that in mind. Virgo, you know, you're really realistic. Like, you know what I mean? You're trying to keep it like on the level. Like, listen, let's keep our feet on the ground about this. Now, they take your information to heart. The Sun card shows up in the environment. You make a big impact. People really take you seriously. And whoever this person is really kind of like sees you as a very valuable person. And you give a different view or a different version. You see things at a different angle that are very helpful. It's almost like you give them a starting point of how to look at things differently. You can't solve their issues that quickly, and I feel like you're letting them know that too. You constantly are reiterating that. Like, I can't solve your problems just by going through this data. I can tell you what I see and give you ideas, but again, I don't do that job, so I can't solve your problems. I can give you ideas. I can tell you what I'm seeing and tell you how I think it should go better, based on the minimal stuff I'm seeing. They take that to heart, and you give them a starting point. You give them a solid starting point to start doing things better and improving. They love it. The Sun card, this is like the best card in the deck in my opinion. Really is. Love it. Like, not just this deck, the Light Seers Tarot, but any deck. Any tarot deck, I think the Sun card is the best card. They see tremendous value in you. Now, why do we have... You seem to walk away from this. I feel like for some reason this makes you really uncomfortable. Again, it's not like icky, gross, like being hit on and you don't like that. It's more like, you know, I'm a bean counter and you're a manager. Why are you asking me to do your job? And it doesn't mean you're an actual bean counter. You know what I mean, though? It's like that's the difference. And like that's your job, and you want me to do your job, and I don't get that type of pay. Like, I see you with the Eight of Cups kind of walking away from this and kind of going back into your normal flow. I feel like this is what's right for you at this time. You want to offer your opinion more, if you can do that. You might have an opportunity for advancement if you keep this relationship connected. This may turn out to an opportunity for advancement. If you kind of let this person know, like, I have aspirations, I'd like to be in that role over there, I'm more than happy to help you where I can, but could you help me get there? If I help you do that, will you help me get here? I feel like you can use that. That seems very fair. That seems very fair. Like, you're putting in the effort and helping them do something better, finding better aspects. Because I feel like they're going to want to keep doing this if you're open to it. And you just tell them what you want. Like, I'm in bean counter position. I would like to be in packaging. In this role where I'm not a packager, but I'd like to be in control and tell people, like, make sure that the quality control is on with packaging. You know, just an example. And they're like, oh, you would like that? But you're so good over here. I know, but I'd like to do that. Okay. And they might, as long as they can keep you close to them, I feel like they might do that. And they feel like they're going to show that appreciation and be like, all right, let me see if I can help you make that happen. But you're going to have to bring up those conversations. They're not going to offer it, is what I'm also getting. You have to let them know, like, this is what I would like. And, you know, if you see opportunities for that, let me know, please, because I'm helping you. Help me back. You don't even have to put it forward that bluntly like I am. You might just, while you're helping them, kind of like, oh, this position, oh, this is part of that position, oh, one day I'm hoping to do that. Very casually, you know? And they might go, really? Well, I'm sure I'll keep an eye out for you, or whatever. I think it's going to go well. Because with you and this person you're helping, you get this Queen of Pentacles as your end result. It's coming through much more stably. Things are making much more sense, but this should be like a reciprocation, give and take. I feel like this person wants to keep you in a place where they can work with you. So keep that in mind. Say, you know, again, we're going to do the whole bean counter thing because it's simple. I don't know why. I'm a bean counter. I want to be quality control and packaging. And say they're over in this. Bean counter is one department. Packaging's a whole other department. I feel like they'll help you, but you'll have a better, quicker rise if you're kind of like, you know what, I'd like to be quality control of bean counters. I know I am a bean counter, but I would love to be a quality control of that. That'd be great sometime. And they're like, really? I do oversee this area. And you'd still work with me. You could still help me with what I need help with. And I could keep you happy. I wonder if I could actually... And they'll kind of like keep an eye out for that. Kind of like, you know, I want to keep that Virgo happy. They're very useful. They're very helpful. And if I can move them up where they want to, they're probably going to stay in this department. And if I keep trying to give them what I can, this could be very good. They see a lot of value in you. Keep that in mind as you move forward. Make your strategic moves as necessary. Because there's no reason you shouldn't get something out of this situation. You're helping them, and you're proving your worth. You should get something back. I don't think that's bad. You decide what you think. All right, that's what I got. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.